Hey there, I'm Christy and this is MamieGraceDesigns. Today I am going to make the Plumped Up Harlow for a friend of mine. So follow along. So first I am going to make an entry in my knitter's notebook. This is my Plumped Up Harlow. By Drea Renee Knits. I'm starting this on January 7th, 25. I'm going to kind of draw a picture. That's the best my art gets. And let's see. I'm doing size 2. I am using Baa Baa Bulky Citrus Pop. And Spin Cycle Plump. And Vibe Check. Okay. I'm using size 8 for my brim, my needles, 9 for the body. And I'm doing a tubular cast on. 2 color, as this is a brioche stitch. Okay, that's all I need to put in there for right now. Let's do it. My main color is going to be the Citrus Pop, so I have it in my left hand, or over my thumb. Okay, here we go. 2, 3, 4, 5. One, 2, 3. Okay, it's going to be my third try, and I'm giving you a different angle this time. 1, 2, 3. Say purple, green. 3, 4. Well, I've just returned from the knitting store because I had to get help. I did finally get my cast on going, and then I got confused after knitting a couple rows. And it was funny because I went to the knitting store, and as soon as I sat down at my local yarn shop and started doing it, I figured it out. So I ended up not even actually getting help there, but just being there helped me. It's silly, I know. So I've just gotten back home, sitting by the fire, and I'm working on this. We have a high temperature of 30 today, which is very cold for Little Rock. We only get this a couple of times a year, really. Our winters are pretty mild, but it's the perfect day to sit by the fire and work on this project. I bought this little hot chocolate mix on sale after Christmas. So I am going to make some hot chocolate in one of my very favorite coffee mugs. I don't drink coffee, I should call it a tea mug, and enjoy this. New day, more knitting, new fire. It's gonna snow here tonight, so we will definitely have a fire going all night. Just as I said it, it started snowing. I don't know if you can see the snow. That's bare dirt in my grass. That's not that's not snow on the ground yet, but it is falling. Always an exciting thing in Little Rock. Well, you can see how far I made it yesterday. I've made quite a bit of progress. One side, the other side. It's looking good. I've got a little bit to go before I start decreasing, but I'm very pleased. And I tell you what, this is my first ever brioche knitting, and it has been so fun. It's probably easier because this is bulky weight yarn, but it feels so good in your hands, and it's a very satisfying knit. I'm gonna have to look up some more brioche projects.
Well, that stuff works good. You know how melted that stuff is.
Oh, good. Wow, it is a winter wonderland. Here it is on the reverse. It is so, it is so his personality. I'm gonna try to get some video of him modeling it when I give it to him. I am going to steam block it because that's what Andrea Mowry does and recommends, and then it will be ready to go. I might tie it up with a little ribbon around it. Okay, I'm about to steam this hat, and I just wanted to point out a few things while I'm waiting on my steamer to heat up. This hat has decreases on both sides, and as you can see here, I'm just using a vase and a pickleball sitting on top to hold it, because I think that'll keep the top nice and round. But when I was making the hat, I messed up and I only had decreases on one side because I didn't read the pattern right, and it is difficult to tink in brioche, I discovered. So I actually had to rip out back to about here, and in my mind, I thought I was gonna have to rip the entire thing out and start completely over. But this yarn held definition so nicely that I was able to come back here and put my needles back on and finish it correctly. Yay. Okay, so I am steaming. And I'd just like to share the fact that this is my standard graduation from high school gift, is a steamer. I've given it to every single child who's ever graduated from high school that I received an announcement from, and the girls especially love it. The boys were not very excited until I see them like several years later, maybe even after they're out of college, and they're like, Miss Braid, that was the best gift I ever got. Which I think is pretty funny. This was like the My Little Steamer from Joy Mangano on Home Shopping Network, and they occasionally come out. They're not out all the time, and whenever they do, I always buy a couple because they were only like $20 or $25. And then to the kids who were special, they also got a check, not just the steamer. But every kid got a steamer from me. I don't really know how much steaming I need to do. I'm just guessing here. And then I'm going to lay the hat flat to dry. Oh yeah, it's good and wet. It's a little crooked. Okay, there. I kind of feel like this bill needs to be steamed a little more. Smells like wet wool in here. Okay, I feel like that's good. I'm just gonna leave it right there to dry. And then it will be ready to gift. I'll leave you with this picture of how the snow looks this morning. We ended up getting 10 inches and it is just beautiful. I can't get enough of it. It's funny because my Weimaraner, who loved the fluffy snow, does not like it now that it's gotten kind of frozen and crusty on top. But my big black Russian Terrier, who didn't like the fluffy snow, likes it now that it's crusty. Goofy dogs. But I just thought this morning shot was just gorgeous. Hope y'all are enjoying the view and you're at home happily knitting.